Welcome to the Bombadcast.
Say, my sweet Gerry, gonna bring him in. Hey, everyone. Hey, Gerry, did you watch that little special show that came out this morning?
Are you talking about
Hey, switch your mic.
Zootopia Plus, right?
Switch your mic. Zootopia Plus. I forgot that did come out. That is true.
It did
Zootopia
come out.
Plus. Wow. Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? Wasn't Zootopia Plus so sick?
Yeah. Real rat Dentia.
Wow.
Yeah, really hit it
Groundbreaking.
me.
On
Ground.
cheese.
One
On
way
cheese.
out. Yeah, the cheese. Yeah.
On
yeah.
cheese.
On cheese. Yes,
Every
exactly.
time. On cheese. They're very concerned about the cheese. Oh man. Okay, how much did this morning? Actually, wait. Let me take 2 steps back. Was this a regular morning for you?
Fairly, yes.
Andor morning.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did, I get up early and watch these before
Yeah.
work and everything. And viewers, I literally just blew into the house from work. So I have been on program all
He
effing
really
day.
has been on program.
I have been on program. So I'm coming off of it.
That's good.
I'm coming
Coming
off
down from it.
program.
You just
Yeah.
escaped Narcana 5. You just
I
got
just-
out the
yeah.
prison. Yeah.
Because I
Cool.
can swim. Spoilers. So
Ooh, bruh. God
yeah,
bless.
we're getting into it all. By the way, this is a
Instantly.
spoiler review. If
Yeah.
you did not know already,
Yeah.
I look like Doc Brown's.
You look good,
younger self. There we go. Thank you. I know.
That would be a cool prequel just about Doc Brown. Anyway.
Marty,
you're
you're not born yet.
So a few things. This is one of those mornings where like everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and you're gonna love this. So I woke up at 4:30. I'm like, great. Then I'm like, you know what? I looked at the runtime because I woke up and I instantly go to see how long the runtime is, and I was like, well, I can do another 15 minutes, and I woke back up. So I woke up at 4:30. But then I woke back up at 5:35. I'm like, oh my God, because I have to be at work for 7. I'm like, oh no. Yeah. Like this is kind of really pushing things. So this is the typical thing. Waking up at 5:30, take Obi out, get the cats. It's 5:40 now. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm really pushing it. So then I go to turn on, and I don't know what happened. Katie was playing music from the Bluetooth speaker in the living room, which also acts as our sound bar, right? So it like unsynced the subwoofer. And I'm like a purist when it comes to sound. And so like no sub, all you could hear was the mid and the highs. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. So I'm panicking, trying to sync it back up, get on my computer. It's like 5:50 now. I'm like, oh my God. So I look it up. I watch it from my computer just like this at 5:50 in the morning. You know, Katie's already starting to wake up. I'm like, oh my, this is a nightmare. So I watched the full thing kind of on edge, like looking at the clock the entire time. And, man, that was the fastest. Was it 46 minutes of my entire life? That was like the great that pacing. I don't know if there's ever been better pacing in Star Wars. And like I'm not that kind of person when a show comes out the day of. I'm like, it's the best yet. I can't be that person. Yeah, but this one really was something special, like deeply.
Well, they've been building up to to this, and I mean, I think the way that we have 3 episodes left, right?
Yeah.
I think the way that this show's been kind of going, I honestly wasn't expecting it to go full bore yet. I was thinking this might be the plan, like we're gonna make a plan.
Yeah.
The whole episode.
Ooh.
But when I saw, the descriptor.
Yes,
they escape.
Basically. Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we're balls to the wall then.
100%.
It was the whole time. Again, I love how perfectly this show jumps around.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Like we've talked about it, I think, last week.
Yeah,
on last week's review, and how we jump seamlessly from Cassian to what's going on with Bix and all of them and Marva, which again I rewatched the 2 episodes previous to this in order to get like last night
the full effect. Yeah, that's smart.
And
that really helped.
Yeah, the part where you see Bix listen, one of the scariest parts of Star Wars now, one of the most horrifying moments in all of Star Wars to me is the moment where he spends all that time, the Doctor in the last episode, describing that sound, playing it for Bix. That is chilling. Absolutely chilling. The scream that she makes, and I know they're like, oh, cool. They do like Princess Leia and A New Hope.
Yeah.
It's way more horrifying.
Yeah, it's brutal.
But,
and like,
but anyway, we jump around so well.
It jumps around great. The pacing is amazing. And like, to me, in terms of like flavor, right? Like, this is bringing a whole new perspective for A New Hope for me. And I know that's something like, and A New Hope's like a little bit low on my list of movies I like to rewatch, but like, it makes the rebellion at the end of the movie and the events of Rogue One a little bit more like, so much had to go right for everything to happen the way it does in Star Wars. And
so is it changing your opinion on Rogue One?
Yeah, it is. I don't know if it's making it any better.
We haven't checked in on that in a while.
But it's making me care about Cassian more than it is anything else. Like, and I always liked Cassian, but like, it's making me really care about Cassian more. Obviously, as it should. But like, it's weird. And I saw this in Alex and Molly's video, the review earlier today that was posted. But they made a good point. Like, the night before the heist to get the money, from Aldani, he slept. Like, he could actually sleep. The night before he breaks out of prison, though, he was up on it. You can just see it. Like, he didn't go to bed that night. And like, I love that he knew when they brought a new person in, this may be their very last chance before that many guards are still there. That many, that level of security is not the same. You know what I mean? That they had to pull it off. And I'm like, God, that is some high stakes. And, it's, I mean,
so high.
Good God. Like, this show, and I know the fate of Cassian, and I know the fate of his friend, and it was cool to see them make it out in the end together, but the fate of the other people, it was
but they made out. Which version did you watch?
No, they made it.
All right, no, I mean,
no, but really, I mean, in terms of watching a very impactful story, I mean, that the whole prison breakout is a highlight for live action Star Wars for me. It was so well done. It was so huge.
So we, again, because we're content creators, we have friends who in high places.
Yes.
We had heard from a couple of friends who heard it from a friend who this was one direct line. So we heard it from friends who had seen this episode and said in a couple episodes there is a monologue that may be the best dialogue in Star Wars.
But dude, at this point in that one episode there was two monologues. It was Kino's monologue. Isn't his name Kino? Am I saying it right?
Kino Loy. Yeah, Kino does something where he like
speech.
Cassian says something to him and he puts it in his speech. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was that line? It was so good.
It was very good. It's like I was watching as much as I could before I hopped on here. While I scarfed down some dinner. But it's something to the extent I didn't get to that part, but. And I don't think I got to the part where Cassian said that to him. It's something about I would rather die. I would rather die trying to get out of here than living just day to day, like for what they want me to do or something. Than doing what they want me to do and live. And then eventually just die. There,
Jesus,
that's the whole thing. Is like you are not getting out. You're gonna
die either way. You can either die under their imprisonment or in a much more humane way. And like, I love that the guards couldn't handle it. That was one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. Is them hiding in the coat closet. I was oh my God! Good. And how they fried the floors was genius. I did not expect that at all. All they had to do was get on the table. Break that hose pipe, and so when the floor shocked, it fried the floors. I was like, why didn't I think of that? Like, obviously they would have fixed it, but like thinking of that in the moment was so, because I was wondering why he was scratching at the thing. I didn't really get what the point of that was going to be.
So and like rewatching the episodes really helps because I picked up on a lot of stuff in the first couple episodes. Even the episode where he first gets there, I'm like, oh, okay, this is big time setup.
Yes,
Big time
yes.
setup.
Yeah, because they do
and
walk
it'd be
you
interesting
through
to watch it now.
Yeah, because
and
they
all
walk
that.
you through everything. They walk you through. This is where they went and got this. This is where they went and got this. Man, and the shot that what?
The one thing I kept yelling was put on the effing boots.
I know.
They were like they ran past so many pairs. I'm
I
like,
know.
some of you put on the boots just in case and
Just in
go in the
case.
places like.
I thought that'd be
in
the
case,
twist where all of them are running, and then just like a couple of them wouldn't die because they didn't get shocked. Because I thought it was gonna be very low, but I mean, a ton of people made it out. I mean, they liberated every part of the facility. Did they liberate all floors? I don't know.
Just about. They went all the way up to the top where I think
Yes.
the place was. And I'm trying to think, wasn't that the dude from the HBO show?
Which one?
I'm trying to think of his name.
The teeth? With the teeth?
The dude who was doing the on program, like,
oh my god,
it
was a skinny little weirdo. I loved that. That was such a big twist. I thought it would have been a droid voice. I was expecting like a droid voice.
I thought it was too, but it's like a voice changer.
This guy with like a little gap in his teeth with a lisp, and I'm like, dude, this is insane. And like, I'm not gonna lie, that's when I started to kind of get teary eyed. Is whenever he put the gun to his head and he tells him on program. And they didn't know what to do. They were like, I cheered. On program.
Oh, yes. On program.
And they didn't know what to do. Then he said it again. They're like, oh, this is what it feels like. Oh my god.
It was there was so much delicious irony as Newt Gunray from Clone Wars would say. But like, no, like this episode was all payoff.
Yeah.
Pretty much. At least all of everything at Narkina 5.
Yeah.
Was payoff. I mean, even with we had the interesting meetup with, and I'm sure we'll get back into.
Yeah,
we're kind of just hitting again our bullet points.
The big things, yeah.
But we had Mon meeting with I'm trying to remember the guy's name.
Oh yeah, the banker guy. I forgot what it was, but that was sleazy.
I've got it right here. That was uncomfortable.
Jesus Christ. That messed me up.
See.
Good God.
Davo Skulden. Excuse me. Yeah, Skulden.
That's a great
Davo
name.
Skulden.
God, it's a good
That's
name.
a great name.
Jesus.
And also, he wore like he looked like someone from effing Oliver Twist. But I loved it. Like in the best way.
Kind
like
of regal.
Oliver like a carbonized edition Fagin.
Oh, Fagin. Okay. Well, the thing is, that makes more sense. I get that. Yeah.
I'm going musicals and
I like
literature.
That. I like that. That was good. I thought it was weird to feel the feeling of the room change in that moment, because she was like, well, I must repay you. And
I'm
he's
like,
oh, it is for charity after all. I only have a couple of requests. Only one request. I was like, what could that be?
Up until that point, I'm like, this dude rocks. I love it.
This is the guy that funds it.
It's really it's your money, and you should be able to move it, with your own privacy. It's kind of clunky the way the Empire does. I was like, yeah, I like this dude. This
guy's good. Right.
He's a criminal because the Empire sucks. Yeah. Okay. No, he's a creepo.
Even the guy that's trying to help you is always trying to screw you. It's always the case, no matter what.
Well, and like it's he wants his son to screw her daughter. Even weirder is that the whole Chandrilla now sounds like the most horrific shotgun bride planet in all of Star Wars.
Isn't that funny?
Like it's weird, isn't it? It's like we force our 16 like Naboo's like, we let a 14-year-old become queen, and Chandrilla's like, hold my squigs.
Yeah, hold my squigs. Yeah. Oh my God. It was pretty.
Sargona means married at 12. I think.
Yeah,
is what it.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like you're watching this and it's like it's tradition, aren't you traditional? Aren't you she said
there was that guy who said to each people their own.
Yes.
Which is a great saying.
Yeah.
But not about child marriage.
Nope. God. And like you saw what happened to Mon, you could tell that she's miserable. you know,
Oh
and
God.
that was a
Well, the
very
way he talked
uncomfortable
about like,
moment.
oh, I see that topic is something we should cover. He's like, well,
Mhm.
you know, tradition is great because oh, people don't really understand, even some of our own people, that, you know, compartmentalization or whatever. Yeah,
Good
like
God.
boundaries. And it's like,
Mhm.
this man is talking about secret families and shit.
Jesus. It was such a big twist, and like that's the first time we saw her break. Like
Yeah.
her jaw like kind of fell, and she like got very distressed and very upset. That was hard to watch. That was a very difficult scene to
Yeah.
watch. And
She
then
stood up for her kid. I love how she stood up for her kid,
yes,
though, because I know her kid hates her. She is
yes,
still a mom,
uh-huh,
and she's the best mom. The kid does not know that the dad is a piece of shit.
exactly.
And anyway, it's just yeah, like you said, it's uncomfortable. It's wild.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just I'm interested to see. We only have 2 episodes left. I'm interested to see how
Whew.
these threads connect,
I
if
mean,
they do even connect.
yeah. Are they
Like,
gonna
do you
wrap it
think
here? I don't know. I mean,
it
maybe the
seems like
finale's an hour and a half. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do it because
possibly?
I'm telling you, Marva probably won't make it out alive until she sees Cassie again. They
I don't
liberate
think
Bix.
we didn't even see her
That's
this episode,
no,
which
we
kind of
didn't.
doesn't bode well, if you ask
No,
me.
no,
So
and that makes me worried about B2 emo. It also makes me worried about uh, Bix because Bix is in this episode either, is she? No, I don't think so.
I don't think she.
Neither
Again.
is
I haven't get to
uh
rewatch it.
Deidre. Neither is Deidre. She's not in this episode
Danger?
either.
No, she is.
Oh no, she is. She is because that's how
Yeah.
we get the mole. That's how we get the Imperial mole.
Well,
That was
yeah,
so
and like
awesome.
she's at the beginning, yeah, where they're talking about how they did kill that pilot and made it look
Yes.
like an accident,
Yes.
which is that's fucking. This is all too real world shit. This is stuff the fucking CIA, excuse me, the
No, it's
CIA
okay.
does.
It's what they do. Yeah.
The
That's not
CIA
fake.
does this and all that. I was talking to listen, dear listeners, viewers, whatever. I was talking to my therapist also before I came on here. And we were talking, he's a big Star Wars fan. We were talking about like how he said, yeah, I had flashbacks to working at a big factory
Oh
at the
my
first
God. Yeah.
episode and
Yeah.
everything. And he's like, I'm like, yeah. And it's like, it's weird because it's not, it's like, oh, ooh, space prison. But it's not far off from real prison. And honestly, it's not far off from actual factories.
Well, it's weird because
minus the shop floor.
Katie's dad,
yet.
Katie's dad's situation being incarcerated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to talk to him. I don't know if he's been watching Andor, but I really would love to even get him on the show and give us his take on watching.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, forced labor camps and being, I mean, he's paid, but he's paid like 7 cents an hour.
It's still,
you know what I mean? Like
indentured.
nothing. It's nothing. He makes
it's
nothing.
Indentured servitude.
Exactly what it
is.
is.
It's like a wage.
Yeah. And like
yeah.
The moment of escape was not only liberating for a viewer. I mean, the characters obviously went through a whole lot of experiences, but the shot that lingers with me is the shot above the space, that I guess you could say the prison, and
right
all it is the Imperial insignia. And I was like, I mean, that's how I interpret it. Is that how you saw it?
Oh, I didn't see it as the Imperial cog, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But I think just like seeing everyone swim away.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
That was, oh man, such highs and such lows. When they get there, I didn't think they were just gonna freaking jump. People were talking about it being a prison ship, and so I was like, oh, they're gonna fly that thing out of there.
No, that'd been sick too.
Which and again, we still have a couple episodes.
You're right.
So
we don't know how the hell Cassian gets off this thing.
I know Kino. It's more poetic for him to go out like that, to just be this.
I agree.
Martyr. But the selfish one in me, oh God, it is.
It's not exactly it.
No,
but it's supposed to be it. You know what I mean? It's supposed to show that
4 a.m.
Yeah, 4 a.m. exactly. But
yeah.
that was a serious moment. I mean, that was, and he's so. I mean, they're all just jumping off.
It's just and some of them are knocking. I mean, it's chaos. It's pure chaos. There's the shot where people are running through the bridge, and they focus on a couple guys falling and like people walking over them.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, they didn't like get trampled, but it's
No.
like, you know, it's like, I mean, you just think like this
God.
hive mentality, man, this mob mentality, but you can't blame them. You know, it's like, this is again, one way out, which is everyone has been shouting on the internet.
One
That,
way out.
I mean, we talk about a show that's given us like a bunch of immediately iconic quotes. One way out.
On
program. One way out. It's all
God.
it's all
Good
so
God.
so iconic.
So we got about 10 minutes left to talk about a few more things, but I want to read, if you don't mind, let me have the floor for a second.
Please read. Are you going to read the monologue?
Let me get it pulled up here. It's beautiful. Okay. Calm, kindness, kinship, love. I've given up all chance at inner peace. I've made my mind a sunless space. That's a great line. I share my dreams with ghosts. I wake up every day to an equation I wrote 15 years ago, from which there's only one conclusion. I'm damned for what I do. My anger, my ego, my unwillingness to yield, my eagerness to fight, they set me on a path to which there is no escape. I've yearned to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost. By the time I looked down, there was no longer any ground beneath my feet. What is my sacrifice? I'm condemned to use my tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know I will never see. And the ego that started this fight will never have a mirror or an audience or the light of gratitude. So what do I sacrifice? Everything. You'll stay with me, Lonnie. I need all the heroes I can get. And
I want that knitted on a doily to put above my couch, framed above my couch.
It's the line that gets me and this is anyone that wants to fight a fight. It can be the fight for, anything as small as gay pride or anything. It's this line. It's amazing. Yeah. It's anything you're passionate about. I mean, it could be education. It could be about, the Black Lives Matter movement, whatever it is. This line, it's so good. I burned my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see. Jesus Christ.
And I mean, especially with the last several years, it feels like working towards progress for all people is it's burning ourselves for a sunrise we'll never see. It feels like a lot of days,
What a beautiful
just
line.
last night, we had the midterm elections, and it was crazy, like people, there was a lot of turmoil in if you're an out of the country viewer or listener, America's kind of effed up. But yeah, no, like that's a feeling. Like, I mean, I felt that, with the divorce, with doing stuff I don't want to do to be with my kid, so I can be with her.
It's about their sunrise. It's not about yours.
Yeah,
it's a harsh reality to have to accept. And as a parent, you see that a lot. And, it's such and at least in regards to this episode, we didn't even know this character existed, obviously, until Andor started. So everything he says is true, right?
It's right.
We see the hero Mon Mothma.
Decades.
Yeah, we've gone decades without hearing about this character. Obviously, it's a new character, but that's what this character is set up for. And have this.
Now we have the secret knowledge of him existing. But what is going to be the thing is no one else will ever discuss this man.
Nope.
No one ever will.
Nope.
Not even Mon.
Because they don't know he exists.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, maybe Mon, I don't know.
Mon does,
to know that Mon knows he exists, but it's just,
she doesn't know half the stuff he does.
What is the end of this man's journey? The man that they call Axis.
Yeah,
which
Axis.
is
Great name.
Great name. Again, it makes me think of Fulcrum. Being the lever. Or Axis. Pretty much. Am I correct? You're the science teacher.
Let me see.
Fulcrum is like a lever, right?
Fulcrum.
Or is it the point at which a lever?
Fulcrum is a point in which a lever rests or is supported, on which it pivots. It's the area in which the lever will pivot.
Because I think the
axis definition.
I thought it was like the connection, basically helps it move or whatever.
An imaginary line about which a body rotates. So think about that. That's where the body of the rebellion rotates around this guy. I mean, if this guy wasn't there, there would be no rebellion around him. And like,
they make me want to go back to science class. Just
they do. Don't jump a little bit. It's
sit on I'll audit one of your classes.
Perfect. So. You can do that. You can observe one day. I'm fine with that. You could be a student teacher. They won't know. I can fake that email. But I've done it. But that being said, you're watching this show and so many small tidbits are coming out of it. And like, look, I'll be real. It hasn't been a very canon heavy show, which, you know, Gerry and I feed off like what these two characters meant kind of thing. You and I love that stuff, but I have really enjoyed just these character moments. So much. I want to say it's equal now at this point. I'm very impressed.
It's given us a lot of interesting canon stuff in that it's given us kind of a slice of life.
That's true.
Some of these things, and it's
prison.
There have too real prison life
on program.
I'm not in prison. I'm at work.
It's so funny. Anyway, you go. I'm sorry. I was gonna make a joke.
No. It's just no. You're right. This show is it's doing things that we didn't think we wanted.
Yeah,
and it's being real in a way that Star Wars has always been at least political. We know that.
Sure.
If you have half a brain, you realize.
Yes, of course.
It's always been political. All you gotta do is watch an interview with George, and know the man is political.
100% there.
You know, it's about Bush.
More
ways than one. Wink, wink. But I like to imagine George is like kind of like a little pervert sometimes.
Yeah,
anyway.
Bit.
Just a little tiny bit, but like not in a bad way, in a good little pervert. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. Anyway, I forgot where I was going. I've been up since 3 a.m.
I know you have, and you're gonna get some rest soon. I will say you're right. Wrapping this show up, this show in general is gonna be, I guess, a season. It's gonna be interesting. I don't even know what to expect next. I feel like we looked at the trailer. I'm sure we'll get that uprising on Ferrix, but like, how much more can Cassian do? You know, with how's he gonna get off the planet? Is that the shot of Luthien we see with the spinning, you know, ship that we keep? Remember that
who's Anton Krieger?
Yeah, who's Anton Krieger? Like,
is that gonna be a big reveal?
I doubt it.
I don't think it's gonna be like a person reveal, but like. Is this going to be, are we going to be surprised as to who they're connected to or what their contribution is? Kind of like Luthen.
Yeah.
But, you know, here's someone else you didn't really know about who's important too.
Oh.
Like the rebellion going forward. But no, there's a lot of mystery surrounding Anton Krieger for me.
Because
he's really pushing, hey, you got to work with Anton Krieger. I'm not going to. He's a separatist. Like I'm rewatching that with that whole interaction with him and Saw.
Yeah,
so good.
Good.
Like Forrest Whitaker is just amazing, and it all bleeds together now with Bad Batch and the Clone Wars and all that kind of stuff. Like, what will I become? You didn't do that. He says stuff in a way that is just, it's so good.
It's so good.
I don't even know. Like, he's like, the way he laughs at stuff, you know, it's like,
that's pretty good, G. That was
amazing. You think I would do that?
That's
Sagona.
Well, needless to say, I love this episode. I'm gonna rewatch it. I know Katie hasn't got caught up in the last 3 or 4 episodes, so I'm gonna rewatch it with her. Hopefully,
these last 3 or 4, she will these will blow the pants off you if you're in the right headspace.
Especially if you can do it one after, like
back to back.
You can almost treat it, and this is interesting now too. I feel like, and this is obviously maybe the point, each episode's been around 40 to 50 minutes, some an hour. But I mean, I feel like you could watch this show and it could almost be 4 mini movies, you know, like truly like the episodes you watched last night. I think they're both 50. This one's 46.
Movie series.
You're looking at almost 2 hours and 10 minutes worth of movie, which is That's a lot. That's a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
It's very weird. So like, I think she might like watching it, in that way. I can't wait to see the people edit it. Because did you notice the Yulof scene, the very opening of him in the body bag was immediately after them. So I'm like, oh, well, this can almost be cut.
We waste no time.
No time. Like no time at all. This could almost be cut like a movie and still work really well.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it really can. And again, it's going to happen because what do Star Wars fans like to do? They like to edit the films and the shows together in weird
ways.
The
Star Wars people like to do that too. Like George, he likes to edit.
Yeah, George. Stuff. Oh, that's George's
re-release.
Let him add it again. Let him add it again. I say, bring on more George changes. That's all I say.
God, who remembers the day? And look, it's actually coming up in like 8 days when Disney Plus launched 3 years ago. And we'll do a stream about that. We need to do a stream about that.
We need to,
because I'll never forget the day Mando dropped. It was like all kinds of whoa, what did I just watch kind of stuff. And then people started to rewatch the original trilogy. And I don't know if it was Hello Greedo, but it was like one of the few. They're like, what is McClunky? And that went down we could do an anniversary of McClunky.
We need to do McClunky through the years.
McClunky, 3 years of McClunky. That's what
a McClunky retrospective.
That's the plan. I'll make that stream.
Now. Man, like
maybe I can
Clark's
DM
rocking
him.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
we could do Bombad McClunky New Year's Eve.
Anyway,
let us know.
We're making content. We're gonna let Gerry go to bed. I got to stream in about 25 minutes of my best friend.
I'm gonna watch Andor.
Do that. But Gerry, amazing time with you. I love getting a chance to do this with you every Wednesday. Now I will say next week we'll be doing Andor as well, episode 11. We're going to do the full season recap the following week with Adam Frazier. And tomorrow we're talking Wakanda Forever. And that's going to be a late night probably because my screening doesn't let out until like 9:40. So
I am fingers crossed that I have nothing to do on Friday. So
okay, that would be good.
Let's do it.
That would be good.
No, it's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah,
it's going to happen no matter what. Yeah.
Anyway,
we're gonna have Diaz on. We're gonna talk for 5 hours.
Alden, and I put the offer in the rest of the chat if anyone else wants to come and just talk about it. I'm not as attached to the Black Panther series of movies. They're great movies, but I'm not as attached as I am to like say Guardians or Ant-Man. So or even Thor. Like I'm eager to watch this one and see what I get out of it. It looks pretty good. So Wakanda Forever tomorrow. You'll enjoy.
It's going to be great. I am feeling it has potential to be the Winter Soldier of this.
I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot of unexpected movement.
It feels like that. So, but anyway, come here tomorrow night for that. It's been great, guys. We love you so much. Thanks for sticking with us through all of this.
Always. And Jay, what should we do? What should people do?
Well, I mean, make sure. Make sure you stay on program. But you know what? Screw it. Tell them to stay on program and stay Bombad. Stay Bombad.